Hola bonitas, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and wear test on the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. So I did a full face of Anastasia Beverly Hills and I wanted to do an in-depth review and wear test on the foundation just because it's new, and also I did receive questions and requests to do a dedicated review on this. So I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and do that para mis bonitas, and I feel like this is going to be the best way for us to really see this in action. So vamos a empezar, bonitas. You can find this foundation at Ulta. You can also find it at Sephora. I did purchase mine from Ulta. So this does retail for $46. The shade that I picked up was the shade 3N. I do want to point out, bonitas, if you are around my complexion, I would recommend going to the shade 3N. I originally thought that I was going to be shade 4N. I did get shade 4N. It was way too warm for me. So then I went a shade down and I found this one was perfection. So I do feel like the shades run a little bit warmer. So just make sure to go and get matched or go a shade down than what you think you are. So this shade in the shade 3N is light to medium skin with neutral undertones. This is a medium to full, long-lasting coverage with a natural velvet matte finish. It blurs pores and imperfections while hyaluronic acid hydrates and smooths the skin. Get seamless, flawless coverage that wears comfortable for up to 12 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. So I don't have any primer on my skin, just moisturizer, and I'm gonna leave it like that because I do want to see exactly how this wears on its own. So I'm gonna pump the foundation like so, and you can see, bonitas, this is a thicker formula, not super thick, but definitely thicker than what I'm used to seeing. I feel like a lot of the foundations that have come out recently are much more liquidy. This one is more of a creamier, thicker consistency. And I have to say, I am very impressed with this shade. Just how it goes on my complexion. I feel like it's a pretty good match. And you guys did see the review where I did full face of Anastasia, and everything just matched very well together. So on one side I'm going to go in with a sponge and the other side with a brush. So this side with the sponge, I am taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills sponge. So when you make a purchase of a foundation from Anastasia right now at Ulta, you do get this sponge free with purchase. The sponge is actually really nice. I did wet it a tad bit. If you wet your sponge, it will allow for the makeup to really melt into the skin and become one. That's why I like to personally wet my sponge. And I find that this will help you not have any of that thick or cakey type of finish. It just presses the product into the skin and really allows for it to become one with the skin. You guys can see, even though it is a little bit of a thicker consistency, it still melts into the skin so beautifully and really gives you that good coverage that you want and you need. With the foundation, with no foundation. It applies so beautifully with the sponge. I have to say, I was extremely impressed with just how well it melted into the skin. I have noticed that as of lately, there's been so many foundations that are super liquidy that come out, or just more like skin tint type of formulas. So it's really nice to see that this one, even though it is a little bit creamier, a little bit thicker, it still blends right into the skin, super smooth, super beautiful, and you don't have to worry about having to go in and blend. Even also, if you go in with a damp sponge, it doesn't absorb too much of the product, so you don't have to worry about the product coming off when you're blending it in. Like, it just melts it in. And you can see the type of finish we have definitely is giving me like a soft matte finish. It's not completely matte and flat, but it's also not luminous, como pueden ver. And look at this perfect match. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take more product, and we're gonna do this side of the face. I'm gonna be taking my MAC brush, and I'm gonna be melting everything into the complexion. With a brush or a sponge, it literally applies so beautifully. Look at that, bonitas. This is stunning. It melts right into the complexion. Bonitas, this looks good. And you can see this side with the sponge. It has a beautiful dry, and it all comes together really nicely. Anastasia just said, you know what? For all my oily skin people, you're gonna like this. Bonitas, I have been wearing this ever since I filmed my full face of Anastasia Beverly Hills. I've been wearing this foundation a few times and I really like it. Obviously this video is for you, Bonitas, because I do want to show you the longevity of this, how it applies, how it wears to the day with natural light, all that good stuff, so you guys can really see and determine if this is the foundation for you. But I have to say, as somebody that has been trying it out over the past few days, me está gustando. I also will say, this foundation, whether you wear it with a primer or without a primer, it's going to give you very beautiful results. So, I mean, either or, it's gonna look great. I've worn it without primer, I've worn it with primer, and I'm finding myself really enjoying how it looks with and without. I think the longevity in it is good, but you're gonna see that at the end. But yeah, this is what we're looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish up the rest of my makeup, then I will come back and give you guys my first initial thoughts and see how this makeup comes together, and then we can go ahead and start this wear test. So keep watching, Bonitas. Okay, Bonitas, I am back. Right now it is 12:13. It is noon, and this is what the foundation looks like once everything has been applied. I have it right here with me, and I have to say, Bonitas, this bottle is super pretty, but I'm not expecting anything less because this does retail for like, what, $46? So I'm like, I better get a nice bottle and good quality foundation, okay? Pero this is what everything is coming to look like. So I have to say, it sets into a very beautiful, natural matte finish. It doesn't feel too sticky, which is definitely a good thing. I also love the fact that it looks really nice and smooth on the skin. I feel like it doesn't enhance my texture too much. I feel like sometimes creamier foundations can enhance your texture, but this one is not doing that. So if you have texture, don't worry about this enhancing the texture, because it really just almost blurs out the skin. We are not looking matte and flat. I feel like we look very, very nice and just flawless. Like it's truly giving a flawless finish. So now what I really want to see is how this is going to wear, because it claims to wear up to 12 hours. So I want to let you know if you can wear this up to 12 hours, or how long can you wear this to. I'm not sure if I'm going to wear this up to 12 hours today, to be honest, but I'm going to try to wear it for as long as possible so that I can give you well-developed thoughts so you can see how this is going to look for the rest of the day. I'm also going to be showing you guys in natural lighting clip so you can see the up close and personal of the foundation. But right now, I mean, se ve muy bien, okay? Se ve muy bien. And again, the color looks perfect. It matches the neck perfectly, which is another good thing. So I would say if you are around my complexion, I also list my shade references down below so you can check that out. I think the shade 3N will be perfect for you. So, así nos vemos. And what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to carry on with the rest of my day. I will be back later and we will chit chat more about this foundation, and I will let you know if this is worth your cash or no, bonita. So keep watching. So here is the foundation in natural light, and I'm just going to lift my neck a little bit so you guys can see how perfect of a match this is. Like, look at this. It is such a perfect match. I do feel like overall the foundation looks stunning. So if you are looking for a foundation that's going to give you that soft matte finish, that's going to give you that blur, this is something that could go very well for you. Obviously, we're going to wait until, you know, the end of the day so that you can make that decision. Pero ahorita se ve muy bien. Okay, bonitas, I am back. Right now it is 7:10 p.m. como pueden ver. And I've worn this foundation for my entire day, and I'm ready to talk about how this new Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation looks on the skin. So let me look super up close. Okay, do you see? There's definitely a little bit of some shine peeking through, but I feel like overall the skin still looks very flawless. I do want to point out though, I was wearing my glasses earlier today, and it definitely does transfer. You can see the transfer of my nose from my glasses, so just keep that in mind, especially if you do wear glasses. But everywhere else, I mean, the foundation stayed on and in place really well. and the skin still looks really nice and beautiful. It doesn't look cakey. It's a creamier foundation. It's a little bit thicker. It's matte. Is it going to look cakey at the end of the day? And to be honest, you can see it doesn't look cakey. It has a pretty glow to it, but it is a natural, pretty glow. I could still continue wearing this for the rest of the day and it'll still look really nice. Overall, I think if you are looking for a matte foundation, it's not going to leave your skin looking completely matte, as you can see, but I'm going to be honest, a lot of foundations don't stay completely matte on my skin just because I do have pretty oily skin. But I definitely do think that on somebody with normal to dry skin, this will be more so of like a matte foundation. But I do feel like this wore beautifully for a lot of the day. I still feel like it looks really pretty. It has a pretty finish. It just is still perfectly in place. And see, this is what it's looking like. So let me know your thoughts, bonitas. Is this a foundation that you would invest in, or is this something that you would pass on? I truthfully feel like it's been one of the foundations that I've been reaching the most for these past few days. It's been honestly between this foundation and also the Maybelline Lumi Matte foundations. These two I have had on rotation, and I've just been like between one and the other, I would say if you want more so of like a lightweight feel, this one's great. If you want more like coverage right away, you want a creamier feel, you're going to like this one. But I have to say overall, this has been one that I've been gravitating towards. And like I mentioned earlier, I've been wearing this for the past few days. So I feel like I've really developed my thoughts on this. And I feel like it definitely does make a really pretty difference on my skin. I think this is definitely something to consider. Now, it's not the cheapest foundation, it's definitely pricey, but that's why you have, well, not this, that's why you have alternatives like this. Maybe I could do a comparison on these two, let me know, bonitas. But I do feel like out of the high-end foundations I've seen as of lately for oily skin and just for more full coverage, I think this will be a fantastic product to try out. Let me know your thoughts down below, bonitas. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, big thumbs up. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Y nos vemos pronto. Adios.